that. Not one, but 2 infinite slot machines in a single week. Honestly, shit is just dire as hell out there, but we got to talk about it whether we like it or not, so here we go. Hey, remember when Xbox was cool and we liked them? If you don't, I don't blame you, because it feels like a very distant memory now, but there was a time when it wasn't at all cringe to be excited about the future of Xbox as it charted its course back from its disastrous Xbox One era. The Series X was cool and powerful, and the Series S was a nice entry point. Xbox had bought up a boatload of cool studios with the promise of regularly releasing lots of first-party exclusives that justified your hardware purchase, and the crown jewel in Xbox's offering, Game Pass, was riding high. The only subscription service of its type, and a deal so good that it was basically a no-brainer. Like, if you played video games regularly, it just made sense to be subscribed to Game Pass, because the value on offer was not at all commensurate with the cost, in a good way. How times change. A few short years later, and Xbox has released basically 0 truly system-selling exclusives, resulting in them abandoning the exclusive strategy altogether. They've also all but abandoned hardware, and no, their upcoming $1,000 handheld is
Well, when we originally had planned for the show, starting back in December, I think we probably would have started with Activision Blizzard, maybe talked a little bit about the exclusivity with some of the news coming up, and then hardware. But we've had some unforeseen news that has come out. So let's just go and tackle the exclusivity question, because I know it's on the minds of a lot of people. We hear from the community, and that's an important input for us. So we made the decision that we're going to take 4 games to the other consoles, just 4 games. Not a change to our kind of fundamental exclusive strategy. We're making these decisions for some specific reasons. We make every decision really with the long-term health of Xbox in mind. And long-term health of Xbox means a growing platform, our games performing, building the best platform for creators, reaching as many players as we can. We're always looking to learn.
Vaccines. Within each of these categories, institutional leaders should have constantly asked and answered publicly, honestly, the following 3 questions. 1, what data do we have on the solution, and what studies are we running to get more and better data? 2, given the current data and uncertainty, how effective and how safe is the solution? 3, what is the timeline and cost involved with mass manufacture and distribution of the solution? In the service of these questions, no voices should have been silenced, no ideas left off the table. Open data, open science, open, honest scientific communication and debate was the way, not censorship. There are a lot of ideas out there that are bad, wrong, dangerous. But the moment we have the hubris to say we know which ideas those are is the moment we'll lose our ability to find the truth, to find solutions, the very things that make science beautiful and powerful.
Giant guys.
Yep.
Both of them have made it very clear to me that they want to build a stronger connection with their fan base, and they feel like it's sort of dissipated over the past few years, which I would agree with. I think Rockstar is going to take steps to try and mend that relationship in the lead up to 6 and beyond, and I think this is one of the ways they're doing it. So I think beyond just GTA 6 hype, I think they're trying to build a stronger connection with their fans.
When you say dissipated, do you mean because, are you saying that Rockstar has done something to cause that, or are you just saying because of the competition in the marketplace, that your Marvel rivals and your all the other games that have come out that have taken market share, that have that people are now hyped about?
No, I think it's Rockstar.
Really? Because I question how much the average consumer really follows what Rockstar does on a day-to-day
basis.
Oh,
your average consumer doesn't.
Yeah, I mean.
These are the things you did, and that's why your man cheated on you. F you. Absolutely not. Somebody cheats on you, they betrayed you. They did something. And this nonsense about, well, if you'd done more of this and that, absolutely not. If that person had a problem with how you were showing up in the relationship, they had the opportunity to have a conversation. Their form of betraying you to make that point, hell no.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. That's so powerful, because I think that a lot of us take on that shame or the blame ourselves. And now, instead of addressing the person that did it, it becomes very shameful. And you start to look at yourself and you start to question, what did I do wrong? But I think the tricky thing is, and you said it earlier, these are all the things that make a healthy
should be considered a mental disorder. And specifically, they added gaming disorder to the 11th edition of its ICD, International Statistical Classification of Diseases. And they say there are 3 criteria necessary to diagnose someone with gaming disorder. 1, there's impaired control over when, how long, how frequently, etc. they game. 2, the person does not stop gaming despite the negative consequences they have in their life. Maybe here they're doing badly at their job, school, less time with friends, less interaction. And 3, the compulsive gaming strains that person's life or relationships. And according to the World Health Organization, this pattern of behavior needs to last at least 1 year, or last if the requirements are met and the symptoms are severe. Now, as far as this seeming like a big deal or not, one of the WHO members from the department that proposed this change
to the scene.
Okay. You wanna go hang out over there for us so you can have room to work here?
The ground floor had been ransacked, but it was the scene upstairs that had terrified Sarah. Upstairs lay her good friend, 69-year-old Benny King, and cops would find that he'd been stabbed 33 times.
Oh, where's his injuries at? I don't know. I have not touched him. All I did was touch him to see if he was stiff, but he's stiff and cold. So we're calling it obvious. Yeah, I'm not going to move him. We'll let the me. Okay.
Initially, the cops had no idea what could have possibly happened to Benny, but as
the end dashes.
Oh my gosh.
It's funny, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah. But you're talking about what you're talking about. Have you ever heard of the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi?
No.
So wabi-sabi is a Japanese design concept, which is beauty in that which is temporary or imperfect. Okay? So have you ever seen Japanese ceramics?
Yeah.
They're wonky, or the glaze is not even.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful. You know why? Because they're handmade. Tree bark, trees. You know, when you have a wooden bowl, wood is beautiful. Why? It's imperfect. Right? Unique. Things made on a machine are the same and less beautiful. And things made by hand are beautiful because they're imperfect. What makes people beautiful is not that we get everything right.
I was approached, I believe I was 19 or 20 at Lincoln City. Delroy Facey, who was my teammate at the time, he'd played in the Premier League. We were playing a game away at Northampton. He's literally, it's very like blunt and simple. Come down to our room. Okay, let's go down. We're sat on the bed like teenagers with me and my two teammates. This white male who was Russians walked in and he identified himself as he's the person paying everybody the money. And all he said was, hey, you guys need to lose. When I first saw the 60,000, it was in euros. So when he actually put the money on the bed, he actually said to one of the players, you can go and sleep with it. Let me know how you feel in the morning. The following evening, I believe, we've travelled with the actual money on the coach, and every single player that was present, including Delroy, happened to be on the bench anyway. So we declined that offer. At that time, I was wanted by Premier League clubs.
Odds, which one of these guys lives at home right now at age?
I think that, most men with even an ounce of testosterone would find this a touch demeaning.
We have to bring back shame in this country, Josh.
We do.
Like, it's crazy to me. Like, you would have to waterboard me like Khalid Sheikh Mohammed to get me to admit that I'm a stay-at-home son.
But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash, and therein lies a big part of the problem.
I'm going to crash out. They need to put me on the news. How can you blame them? We've seen nothing but headlines of companies switching to AI and automation. Microsoft just laid off 9,000 people at Xbox to build AI infrastructure. Fast food joints are running with skeleton crews and robots.